Lin Feng's words made Jing Yun and the three stunned for a while, and they glanced at Lin Feng in surprise, and then they saw Lin Feng step out, a very calm step. Lin Feng, now is not the time to be brave. Jing Yun said anxiously, although she has never seen Lin Feng take action, but Lin Feng's reputation as a waste is still there. But if you want to compete with the 8th level monster beast, how is this possible? However, it seemed that it was too late. Violent Ape saw that this human dared to provoke him. His thick legs slammed on the ground, causing the ground to tremble, and his huge body rushed directly towards Lin Feng, like a piece of meat. Like a mountain, the earth shakes. What made Jing Yun's heart beat even more in her throat was that Lin Feng didn't seem to know the power of the 8th level monster, so he rushed forward and made a bold shot. Jing Yun closed her eyes in shock as if she saw Lin Feng being trampled into flesh. Boom! The tyrannical wave swept through, and Jing Yun, who closed her eyes, could clearly feel the space trembling, and then she heard the piercing roar of the violent ape again. Opening his eyes, he saw that the ape was lying on his back 3 meters away, while Lin Feng just retreated to her side. His eyes were full of energy, and it seemed that there was no problem. How is this possible? Jing Yun couldn't believe what she saw. Lin Feng and Violent Ape were unharmed after the collision. Looking at Xingyi and Han Man, they saw that their eyes were also wide open. They saw with their own eyes that Lin Feng slammed the ape back with a punch, and the shock hit their brains. This is an 8th level monster. Without the strength of 8,000 caddies, it is impossible to shake the Violent Ape. Jing Feng in the back was also stunned. This trash actually repelled Violent Ape? The 8th level monster is really rough and thick. Lin Feng murmured in his heart. Now his cultivation base has been stabilized at the 7th level of Qi and martial arts. In addition, the power of the 9th-level wave is more than 8,500 Jin. In addition, his martial arts skills, the essence of the 9th wave is that the waves overlap, and one wave beats the other, so the 9th wave falls on the Violent Ape, and the actual strength should be close to 9,000 pounds, but at this moment the Violent Ape stood up again and roared wildly. As soon as he stepped, Lin Feng came to the roaring Violent Ape, and Jiao Zhongling slammed out again. Violent Ape was violent by nature and had a huge body. I'll take you to try my fist. Lin Feng kept moving, his left hand also punched, and a wave of space swept out, destroying the dead. The three of Jing Yun stood there dumbfounded. Vicious ape? At this moment, Lin Feng was even more violent than the tyrannical ape. His fists were constantly swung out, and the 9 waves were like shadows, and the space of a few hundred meters swayed with waves of tyrannical dazzling whiteness. Being able to perform Jiangling so skillfully, I don't think inner disciples can do it. Xingyi couldn't keep up. Lin Feng, is he a waste? The style of boxing is immortal, and the waves are endless. I heard that the highest meaning of Jiangling is nothing but the same. Lin Feng's talent in martial arts is amazing. Jing Yun thought thoughtfully. Monster. Han Man indecently wiped his face with his hand and said depressedly. Hum. The trembling in the space calmed down, and Lin Feng turned to look at the three and said, "Come and get the beast core, I'm tired." Oh. Only then did Han Man realize that Violent Ape was lying still. He couldn't help smashing his mouth. He stepped forward with great effort to take out all the valuable things on Violent Ape's body. This guy's skin is too thick. Even if he died, it would be difficult to break through his flesh. I really don't know how this perverted Lin Feng killed him. Haha, Lin Feng, with your monster here, as long as we don't encounter a 9th-level monster, we can go sideways. Han Man wrapped his bag and carried it on his shoulders, smiling cheerfully. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Let's move on, maybe we will meet some level 8 monsters." It's just luck, I met a beast that can only be beaten. A thorny voice came from behind, and Jing Feng walked past the 4 of them and walked straight ahead. Jing Feng, you. Jing Yun's 3 faces were full of anger. This guy really knows how to speak sarcastically. The group continued to walk forward, but the scenery they wanted to show in front of them didn't encounter any monsters, and he couldn't help but feel a little depressed. It seems that something is wrong, Lin Feng said in a low voice. Compared to other places, this forest seems to be too quiet. Something's not right. The three people in Xingyi slowed down, and soon, they saw Jing Feng, who was walking in front, started to retreat. Everyone looked and saw a wolf appeared in front of Jing Feng, a ghost-faced wolf with a ferocious and terrifying face. Jing Yun covered her mouth with her hands, as if she saw something terrifying. Her body trembled slightly. The Nether Wolf, the 9th-level monster, the most cruel monster among ordinary monsters, likes to eat people bit by bit, but doesn't kill and eat it directly. Xingyi's voice was also slightly trembling, like they entered the Black Wind. Ling's outer sect children, the most unwilling to encounter this ghost wolf. The ghost wolf is not only cruel, but also extremely fast, can't escape even if he wants to. Waste, let's join forces, you attack with the 9 waves, and I'll wait for the opportunity to kill him. Jing Feng stepped back, his eyes were solemn, and this was obviously said to Lin Feng. Waste? Want me to block the attack? Are you waiting for an opportunity to escape? Lin Feng sneered, you can see your partner in crisis, you think I will believe you? You don't have a choice, otherwise everyone will die. Jing Feng continued to step back and said angrily. I don't think so. It seems that you haven't made a move yet. Do you want to eat free food? I don't want to raise waste for free. Lin Feng sneered and returned all the words Jing Feng gave him. Saying that, Lin Feng gave the 3 people beside him a wink, and his footsteps began to retreat sideways.
The 3 of Jingyun also retreated. Facing the Nether Wolf, they only had the chance to die. Besides, what Wang Fan did in the near future also made them feel chills, so they naturally wouldn't come forward to help. Very good. There was a gloomy look in Jin Fan's eyes, a sharp breath suddenly bloomed, and a phantom shadow of a sharp sword, with dazzling brilliance appeared behind Jin Fan, rushing straight into the sky. Sword and martial soul. Lin Fan was a little surprised, no wonder this guy is so arrogant. Among all kinds of martial arts, the sword martial arts is definitely a powerful one. The owner of the sword martial arts can become a sword cultivator. It is precisely because of the strength of sword cultivators that many people who are not swordsmen practice swordsmanship and want to become sword cultivators, such as Xingyi. The long sword was unsheathed, and a ray of cold light reflected, piercing the eyes. The Nether Wolf let out a low roar, and his body suddenly leaped forward, his sharp claws reflecting a cold light. The sword was like a long rainbow, and it collided with Yu Lan's sharp claws, making a sound of gold and iron intersecting. What sharp claws! Lin Fan, who was beside him, was speechless. The 9th-level monster was really extraordinary. The sharp claws could collide with the sword, and the power of the ghost wolf directly knocked Jin Fan back 10 meters, and even appeared on the ground. A long gully shows how powerful Jin Fan is under his feet. As soon as the sharp claws touched the ground, the figure of the ghost wolf bounced up again, as fast as lightning, not allowing Jin Fan to breathe. Jin Fan's long sword danced, impervious to wind and rain, as if layers of cobwebs appeared in front of him, but the next moment he found that the ghost wolf had disappeared from him. Above, Jin Fan only felt horrified. You reading 3w. YouCanShow.com without any hesitation. The long sword was raised high and flew out of his hand, while his body quickly retreated. Bastard! Jin Yun scolded lowly. Jin Fan was no match for the Netherworld wolf at all. He even threw his sword, and the direction he fled was the direction they retreated. Don't think about it if I die. Jin Fan had a grim expression and rushed towards the 4 of them frantically. Go away! Zhu Honglan madly rushed out and blasted at the opponent. You! Jin Fan's body was forced back by the violent wave, and then he screamed. The sharp claws of the ghost wolf directly slammed into his back, blood splashed, and Jin Fan's body fell to the ground. I'm courting death. Lin Fan's face was cold. If someone doesn't commit a crime, I won't commit a crime, but if someone commits a crime, he will return it to the other party. Ouch! The ghost wolf let out a shrill roar, like a ghost crying wolf howling. His sharp claws stepped on Jin Fan, who fell to the ground, and he was not in a hurry to kill Jin Fan. His cold eyes stared at Lin Fan and the others, letting him people are cold. What should I do? The Netherworld wolf was injured, but not killed. He wanted to torture us with cruel means. Xing Yi saw that Jin Fan was not an opponent of the Netherworld wolf, and was even more afraid. What is the weakness of the ghost wolf? Lin Fan suddenly asked. Xing Yi looked at Lin Fan in surprise. The Nether wolf is extremely fast, powerful in attack, and weak in defense, especially in the throat, which is the most vulnerable, but he can defend well with his sharp claws. If he wants to attack his neck, he will not be able to deal with his sharp claws. Sweat was already seeping from his forehead, and Lin Fan's ninefold waves opened and closed, domineering and fierce, not mainly light, and it was impossible to avoid the claws of the ghost wolf and attack his weakness.